Game ain't over. The sun is shining. And it ain't over.
You wanted the best, you got the best. From my home studio on Long Island, New York, welcome to Ian Scotto Rocks. I am your host, Ian Scotto. You wanted the best, you got the best is, of course, an ode to Kiss. This is not a Kiss video. This is a Pantera-related video and a Dallas Stars video. But, of course, Dimebag Darrell was one of the biggest Kiss fans there is. He did have an Ace Frehley tattoo on his chest. Rest in peace to Vinny and Dimebag. But no, today we're going to be getting into Puck Off, the goal song of the Dallas Stars, which is the coolest goal song there is. Now, if you guys have watched prior videos, you may have seen me wearing my Islanders jersey. I am an Islanders fan, but this is the coolest song that there is in terms of hockey because it was created by the great Pantera. And this is the third Pantera video we're doing this month or late in this month because we're celebrating 25 years of this album right here, reinventing the steel. Let's get into this, though. Back in 1993, the first ever NHL team in the entire state of Texas came onto the scene. You know who I'm talking about, the Dallas Stars. They were originally known as the Minnesota North Stars, founded in 1967. Now, timeline is everything. Let's take you back to 1993. There was absolutely no band more synonymous at that time with the Dallas area than the mighty Pantera. Pantera was promoting and touring their second major label album at that time, Vulgar Display of Power, containing their most widely known song to this very day, Walk. Although Walk may not have charted on Billboard, if you look at the staying power it's had, the song currently is racked up somewhere around 1 billion streams combined across platforms. So that's how big Pantera was at the time. The guys in Pantera were also diehard sports fans. As you can see, plenty of photos of Vinnie Paul donning a Dallas Cowboys hat, and Phil Anselmo, the lone Louisiana member, has a New Orleans Saints tattoo, as well as having a nod to them from the song On March the Saints off the Third Down album. So with Dallas getting a pro hockey team at that time, the three Texas members of Pantera becoming fans made for a natural fit. And from being fans, they'd even become friends with some of the guys. Defenseman Craig Ludwig, whose jersey you see behind Vinnie Paul here in his man cave, would even play golf with Vinnie regularly. Well, back in 1999, the day before the Stars' first game of the playoffs against the Edmonton Oilers, Vinny and Craig were doing just that, playing golf, when Craig said he was getting sick of the song they'd come out to onto the ice and asked if the guys could come up with something better. The pressure was on, but they definitely delivered because here's what Vinny would give back to them. This is the song. All right, that is an absolutely epic song, right? Like, there's probably a bunch of you who have never heard that before, or maybe you've never heard it in its entirety. But that is badass, man. The fact that every time Dallas scores a goal, that's what you hear. Not in its entirety, but that's what you hear. Is pretty damn cool. And if you're hearing it for the first time, you have a little bit of Cowboys from Hell in there. Man, what cooler song is there in professional sports that was made for the team than that? That following night, Vinny would enter Reunion Arena in downtown Dallas and witness the Dallas Stars skating out to his song. Dallas would go on to sweep Edmonton and advance to play the St. Louis Blues. Ludwig loved the song so much that he insisted Vinny get him a copy to play it in the locker rooms to pump the guys up for the next series. This was a little prior to how accessible MP3s would become, so the story is that Vinny would overnight a CD to the visiting arena, but as luck would have it, massive thunderstorms would delay its shipment. Somehow, it would make it to the visiting locker room after a tied third period, where Ludwig would blast the song for the guys right before overtime, and the Dallas Stars would win the game. After beating the Blues in the series, Dallas would advance to play Colorado, then advance to the almighty Stanley Cup, beating the Buffalo Sabres that year 4-2, and the song has absolutely become part of that legend. Here's Vinny you could see at the parade. It's great that he got to see his team go all the way like that. Rest in peace, Vinny. In 2013, the team decided to make the song their official goal song, and every time now that the Stars score to this day, that song is what you're going to hear. And even as an Islanders fan, I do want to get a chance to see at least the Islanders play the Dallas Stars at the Dallas home arena just to hear that song. Like, I of course would root for the Islanders to win, but I'd probably want to see Dallas score at least just one goal, just so I could experience that song in that live setting, because it's so epic. Anyway, guys, yeah, we are getting right into playoff season. The Islanders have not had the greatest year, but it looks like they're doing a little catch up. This is the crazy thing with this team as a fan, is like, they just always pull you back in. They've done this the past few years where it's like they squeak by, they get into the wild card into the playoffs, but lose in the first or second round. Dallas, on the other hand, has an absolutely killer team. We saw them go to the Stanley Cup recently. Let's see if it happens again, and maybe they win a Stanley Cup. I'm sure that Vinny and Dime would be looking down and smiling at that one. But yeah, we're celebrating 25 years of this album right here, Reinventing the Steel, and that is the album that they'd be working on after Dallas won that Stanley Cup championship. And if you want to hear a little bit more about Reinventing the Steel, I did a whole video on it, and you can click on that right here. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to check out the merch. Link is in description, and I'll see more of you right here on Ian Scotto Rocks.